Welcome back to the program. Today is America Recycles Day, and the nonprofit organization Live Thrive is showing their commitment to recycling with a brand new facility. Peggy Whitlow Ratcliffe right here joins us to tell us more about it. It's called CHARM, I understand, Peggy, right?
Yes, it is. It's the Center for Hard to Recycle Materials.
Okay.
All of the items that are too dangerous, harmful to place at the curb, too bulky, or too dangerous to put at the curbside.
And so I assume that's what we have here on display. Let's
That's what we
talk
have.
about it.
This should probably looks like your garage. Paint, drain cleaner, pool chemicals, aerosols, all of the things that are too dangerous to put in the curbside. A lot of people even pour these down the drain because they don't want to actually put them in their Herbie with liquids in them. The facility, what happens with these is these actually go into the water system. If you pour them down the drain, they're going to come back to you into the water system.
So how much of this is actually recyclable or reusable, if you will?
Reusable.
When you recycle?
Latex paint is reusable. Some oil-based paint mixing with latex paint can be reused. Okay. Most of these other chemicals are too harmful, and what happens with them is they're incinerated, and within the incineration, a lot of the companies that we work with now are actually experimenting to capture the gases from the actual incineration to make fuels, biofuels.
So I presume if you were to throw these chemicals in the trash, let's say, they go into a landfill, it seeps into the water table, right?
Exactly.
And that's a real problem.
It goes back into the soil, which ends up coming back to you again. It all comes back to you. Whatever you throw away ends up coming back to you.
You have some other things out here,
we
too,
do. Normal household items, styrofoam, that's one of those things that we really would like to get rid of, but now it can actually be recycled. Those takeaway, when you take things home from the restaurant, you can actually recycle those. You need to bring those down to us. Batteries, fluorescent lights, those plastic bags, you can bring those down. Plastic bags are actually made into outdoor furniture.
Oh my goodness, wow. And they just don't decompose, right?
They don't decompose. As this sign says, the did you knows, the plastic water bottles that you drink out of takes 700 years to actually decompose. Those can be recycled, and those do have value. Georgia is #2 in the nation for actually reprocessing and remanufacturing recycled goods.
My goodness. Over here I see you have some meds.
We do.
This is probably something we throw away and don't think about it as well as far as recycling.
In 2012, the city of Atlanta was 13th worst in the nation in tap water quality, and that was not from manufacturers, that was from us flushing meds down the toilet, pouring these things down the drain. Meds can actually be collected now. Your fire stations and your municipalities, your police stations actually take these on a full-time basis. If you don't live near one, CHARM will be open and operational in January, and you bring them down to us. What happens to these is these are incinerated. Unfortunately, once they're open, they're considered contaminated and they can't be reused.
So Peggy, you mentioned that CHARM is a 501c3.
Yes, it is.
And your groundbreaking is today, right?
Yes, come on down at 11 a.m. and join us at 1110 Hill Street, where our facility is going to be.
Okay, and then you all will actually open up first of the year, is that correct?
Yes, we open January 3rd with an after-holiday event. We're one for the chipper, bring down your Christmas trees, your styrofoam, your wrapping, all the electronics. You know you're going to get new telephones, new electronics for your kids. Bring all your old things down to us and we can recycle those for you.
So what is your take on why people aren't considering recycling this stuff? I mean, shouldn't we all know that the chemicals can be harmful and they get into the ground or the water table?
We should know that, but it really is a lack of awareness, and that's something at the CHARM facility. We will have classes. We will go into the neighborhoods and actually work with the neighborhood associations and schools to tell people exactly what the results are from putting this into the ground or into the water system. There is reuse as far as reusing things. 75% of what you throw away can be repurposed, reused.
75%.
The average person, 4.5 pounds of waste a day, and 75% of that could be repurposed.
Wow.
Another 10% of that needs to be incinerated, needs to be properly disposed of.
Okay. And let's talk, you brought some photographs here, some props here that I want to show.
These are actually pictures of around the neighborhoods on trash day. People put things outdoors, sofas, pallets. All of these things can actually be reused. Sofas and mattresses, that's another thing we're going to take at the CHARM Center. Mattresses can be broken down and do have value. The metal as well as the wood and the stuffing can be reused for carpet. the second picture.
So we have a second one here.
We have a
too.
second one, yeah.
All right. Let's take a look at this. So this is what we're seeing.
As you see, I think all of you drive around the city and you see tires in all strange places. We take tires as well. We're working with the city on a tire program so that the tires can actually be reused for mulch, for actually paving our streets. You can use tires.
You see that on playgrounds even, where
Exactly.
they actually have that soft kind of rubbery surface around playgrounds, I think,
Right.
made from tires.
Right, tire mulch.
Tire mulch.
Tire mulch, and some of the playground equipment is actually made from tires as well. But now the state of Georgia has just approved to use tires to resurface streets. That's been going on in California and I think Florida for quite a number of years. So Georgia's joining the ranks.
It's just amazing. Well, you have quite the display here. And so what else do you want to tell our viewers and the community? I mean, today is obviously a very important day, America Recycles Day. You guys have a great new program that's coming into the community. What do you want to say? What's the final message here that you would want to share with everybody?
The final message is to really think about when you start to throw something away, can it be reused? It really should start from the purchase process. When you purchase things, how are you going to dispose of them? If you can't put it on your curbside, bring it to Charm. We'll try to repurpose it and recycle it.
So we've seen a whole host of things that are difficult here to recycle and what you can do, or I should say, things you can recycle but you shouldn't be throwing away.
Exactly.
So very important stuff to pay attention to. And stay with us. We'll be back. Great job. Right after this to wrap it up, and we'll tell you what to do with those old electronics here on Public Affairs on Peach.